Bell rings, get in the square circle, it's time. The Boxing Biz Podcast is live. Call in and state your mind, but get checked if you're stepping out of line. Jab right hand combination. We interviewing fighters from every nation. The phone lines are busy. Have some patience. Your 3 minutes are up. No more conversations. The Boxing Biz, where we handle our business. Handle your business. We handle our business.
Dumatron activated.
Welcome back to another episode here on the Boxing Biz Podcast show. Bang! We got some energy right now. A lot of sun out here. I feel like Superman right now. We're going to get into some of this breakdown because I know that a lot of you know, as the hat says so, right? I'm backing Canelo Alvarez on this one, right? Right now, I just feel like the chips are stacked against Terrence. And this is why, we agree that, Terrence jumping up and fighting Canelo is like a real big deal, right? It's a lot harder to go up and fight these bigger guys. He's the one taking the bigger risk. He's the one, right? Just got to overcome all these obstacles. But, like, what style have we seen Canelo Alvarez fight that has given him problems? What styles, right? Now, it's been Canelo Alvarez has been going 12 rounds the last, 8 fights or something like that, right? He hasn't been really KOing cats, right? And shout out to everybody that's tuning in too on the IGX, YouTube, and Facebook family. Appreciate you guys. And apologies again. I sound like a little broken record for this morning, but here we are, evening program, and figured I'd talk about this since there's so much attention right now going on. Just the ill-ass PR start for Crawford Canelo. And as you can see on the thumbnail, you got Lara, you got Berlanga, you got Bivol, Triple G, and of course, the king of boxing, right? The legend, Floyd Mayweather. Now I want to talk about what is it that Crawford's going to bring that Canelo hasn't seen already. We're going to give it the flip side on both points of views, right? Some of you feel like Canelo's going to be too much. Others feel Terrence has more than enough tools to overcome, right? Especially that size. Now, looking back, right? If you really, really want to, break down the resume and look at what Canelo's opponents have been, we're talking about, and we want to take into consideration how long these fighters have been in their weight classes, where they started, because some of these fighters start at lower weight classes, make themselves, some of them can start at 135, 140, make their way all the way up to 160, 168. Different situations. But tap in on the chat, man. Let me know that, as far as the ones on the thumbnail, what fighter did the best against Canelo, right? Now, of course, Canelo lost to Bivol, right? And Floyd Mayweather. So we could arguably say that, they did the best because they won. So who did it better? Mayweather or Bivol? Right? And that's really the question. But I think that, in my opinion, and this is the reason, one of the reasons why I wanted to, do a show on this is, the one thing that I watched all the fights again. I watched the Bivol fight, Lara fight, watched the Triple G fight, even the Berlanga fight as of late. Because a lot of people don't, you guys are not giving Berlanga any credit at all. I don't know why. It's that hate train. In the beginning, we were rooting for Berlanga to keep knocking guys out. Knockout streak stops. Everybody's now waiting or rooting for him to get knocked out. Y'all are salty. Call you salt. La sal. But yeah, what style? Because, Mayweather said, Canelo's easy work. But this is the legend talking this shit, right? Y'all remember when he said that, right? In the interview? Of course you guys do. I mean, I could definitely share it with you guys. And if you don't remember the audio, right? Let's see if I can play it for you guys. Hopefully this is not too loud. Let's see.
And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. And I'm gonna tell you.
Easy work. And Floyd Mayweather was already, almost 40 or 40 years old. Canelo was like 23 when he fought him. Some would say that Canelo was inexperienced, though, right? Some would say that Canelo took that fight early. 23 years old. Canelo had a lot of fights already. His career started at 15 years old, so he already had a lot of fights. But he dared to be great. Lost to the best. Many have lost to the best. Mayweather, obviously, a boxing brain. The IQ, right? The style. Guessing stylistically, man, all these fighters have something in common, and that's the straight punches. Straight punches are the kryptonite for Canelo Alvarez. Straight punches. 1-2. Keeping Canelo Alvarez at the end of the punches. If you guys look back at the Canelo Alvarez versus Lara, Lara did a wonderful job. Yeah, he's a southpaw. Remember, Crawford could fight southpaw also. And unlike William Skull, Lara really used the ring, but every now and then, stand ground, throw 1-2, maybe, just stop and shoot the left hand. And he kept moving. Canelo, towards the later rounds, is where he started to, ramp it up and really, cut off the ring. And that's something that we didn't see in the William Skull fight. William Skull didn't get that extra that Lara got in the later rounds when he was, continuing to run. And Lara had some good feet in that fight, man. He had Canelo hunting. But Lara used the ring pretty well. That was a great style against Canelo. You got to think to yourself, can Crawford emulate any of these styles? Crawford's going to always tell you he's going to be Crawford, right? But yeah, skills are interchangeable. Of course, you go to the tape and you see what worked for some of these fighters that face Canelo. That left hand, exiting at the left, out the left door, right door. That movement. Every time Lara would stand ground, he would get hit to the body. So this was a great style. I think this was probably one of the most successful styles. Obviously, Floyd Mayweather being the one that had the best success, right? But 23-year-old Canelo is not here anymore. 23-year Canelo is long gone. 23-year Canelo is long gone. This Canelo has much more experience. This Canelo already knows what he has to do to catch guys. Now, he didn't show us that in the William Skull fight, right? But William Skull didn't really, he didn't really make much of a fight. And, of course, I want to talk numbers. you know, because obviously some fighters were a little more successful, right, than others. But what really makes Canelo hard to beat, right? Because we're seeing some of these that had success. Obviously, Bivol and Floyd Mayweather is the only one on that thumbnail that beat him, right? Triple G lost, arguably with some of you guys, including myself. The first go around with Triple G and Canelo, I might have swung towards Triple G's side. But what is it that makes Canelo hard to beat? It's not one thing or the other. You know, it's his control of range. His control of range with his attacks. You know, being in the right range, attacking at the right time. Ferocity in punches. You know, you never seen Canelo really move around in a way where, I mean, you know, head movement like he had in the Daniel Jacobs fight was obviously awesome head movement. But I just never seen Canelo Alvarez really box on the back foot. He's done it. He can do it. But you never seen him flick jab, right, on the back foot. You never seen him on the back foot, you know, moving around the ring. It's always attack forward, attack forward, attack forward. That's his style. Shout out to everybody that's tapping in, man. As soon as you open the door, first thing you should have done is, bam, hit that like button. Also, if you haven't hit subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, hit that notification bell so that you know the next time we're going live. You'll hear that little ding. Canelo's easy work, in the words of Floyd Mayweather. Well, what is it that Floyd saw that was so easy, that was so difficult for all the others, right? Including the ones that had success. Because remember, Bivol was 175 pounds. His true heavyweight, 168 pounds. I believe is the weight that they fought. Oh. Yeah, and he made the weight too. Bivol was like, what? Let me get that payday. So yeah, and Floyd Mayweather saw something that the others can't, right? On his way out, 40s. And he was able to beat Canelo. But Canelo's a different Canelo. And what makes him hard to beat? Head movement. Good combination punching. I mean, he seems to have it all. What is it that... You go back on the opponents. The opponents, man. It's just... excuse me, was that 100? Was it at 174? Man. Yeah, forgot that. Thought that was at 168. Thought they made Bivol come down or something. Well, looks like I must have been in the air with that one. But anyway, still, Dmitry Bivol, being big, the natural 175 pounder, he wasn't able to, take out a Canelo Alvarez. So what is it that makes him hard to take out? Is it Canelo's granite chin? What is it? With Bivol, we know we tested the chin. Bivol, a hard-hitting 175 undisputed champion. Been in wars with Artur Beterbiev, right? We know who Bivol is. He couldn't finish Canelo. All right. It's the granite chin. Some will say it's the granite chin. What is it? The head movement that he showed in Daniel Jacobs' fight. Or maybe it's the body work that he showed in the Lara fight. Y'all see the body work? And I don't know what happened at the end. If you guys go back and you see the Canelo Alvarez versus Lara fight, towards the end when, the bell rings and the camps enter the ring and, the announcer's starting to come in and everything. I don't know what they gave Lara, but one of the trainer management corner guys, I forget my man's name, but you know who it is when you see it. You can see this fight online too on YouTube. But they, at the end of the fight, they come and give a lot of something. They put something in his mouth. I don't know if it was some, gum or pouch. I don't know what it is, but they gave him something after that fight because he was taking hellish body shots too, man. I was just wondering what. I mean, Canelo had a right eye that was swollen. I'm telling you, it's that straight left. If we're going back to some of the things that we can take away from some of these styles that Canelo has faced. Floyd Mayweather saying Canelo's easy work, but is he really easy work? Canelo, he's on camera saying, as of recent, that he believes that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather. But that this is a different Canelo. Different times. We always say styles make fights, but we forget about timing is everything, right? Timing is everything right now. And we got two mature fighters around the same age. Canelo obviously has a few more fights, right? But there's no real crazy advantage in age either. This is gonna be coming down to like sheer athleticism, type of athlete you are, right? And we know that Terence Crawford is an awesome athlete. Talk about his wrestling, right? Wrestling, he wrestles, his wrestling background and how, he's strong. We know this. I mean, how strong is Canelo? I mean, we've seen him in there with a true 175-pounder like Bivol. We've seen him in there with a Kovalev. Big guys with sharp jabs. And I wish I could have fit Kovalev up here on the thumbnail. Another jab. I'm saying to y'all, man, that Canelo Alvarez's kryptonite is the straight punches. Terence Crawford's going to have to get in there and break it down. Good head movement, granite chin, strong punches, good base. Canelo Alvarez is not easy work, man. Canelo Alvarez is not easy work. This is Floyd talking. The GOAT. The galactic champion. He the Thanos of boxing and shit. But break it down what Floyd did in that fight. He had a young Canelo. Schooled him. Timing was perfect. Floyd can say that, I was older. Yeah, you were older, but come on. Super shape. Listen, Floyd Mayweather was drinking from the fountain of youth. Floyd Mayweather at 40 was, it's an incredible discipline that he's had his life that has maintained him and his body in youth. So, yeah, he might have been, 40 or whatnot. But he was fighting, of course, a 23-year-old Canelo that still hadn't seen that type of elite, best of the best. So, right now, looking at what the styles are right now and being as though I've come to the conclusion, right, or just to an understanding that these straight punches is what's going to help Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford can't knock out a Canelo Alvarez. I'm sorry. I can't. Floyd, okay. Floyd at that time, nothing too crazy, right? Floyd, even though Floyd was always a little bigger too in that division, always had, advantage on the reach. He wasn't that big, Lara again managed to make it out of that fight. I had to see it a second time, really, because the first time around, we never seen nobody, give Canelo this much trouble. So then, we automatically we're giving it to Lara, but a lot of body punches that we didn't count in my first watch around, at least. A lot of defensive movement, right? A lot of defensive movement. And we're going to talk about Triple G, too. I don't know about a knockout, I don't know about and fighters are never really truly looking for the knockout, right? That's their story. That's the story. Some secretly are, others don't. But the knockout, to knock out a Canelo Alvarez, it's not in the picture right now, right? A lot of defensive movement though for Floyd and Lara. Triple G, more pressure fighting. So we've had a Triple G go toe-to-toe with Canelo, right? Now, this is what I'm saying, right? Like, Triple G, we're talking about the boogeyman of the middleweight division, probably one of the scariest champs. And he went toe-to-toe with Canelo. Second fight, Canelo was pushing him back. So how are you going to bully Canelo in this fight? How is he easy work? How is this easy work? Does a walk down at a conference mean much, right? What did I tell you guys? For some of you guys, man, it was like he body slammed him. Which I'm not saying he couldn't, right? Because, again, Terrence is strong. But if you really, we're talking boxing, boxing is boxing. Are you strong in the ring? Can you take those type of punches? Terrence Crawford he's coming up, man. Got to give him a lot of props. Another guy that was, decently, bigger. I mean, Canelo's always a smaller guy, but Daniel Jacobs too was another guy. Daniel Jacobs was able to stay in there and, go toe-to-toe with Canelo. I know the highlight reels of Canelo dodging Daniel Jacobs' punches is bad, but, Daniel Jacobs was still in there 12 rounds. All of them were 12. Everybody that fought him, it's got to be 8 fights. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe it's more. Oh, man. But I think it's 8 of them. Let me see. It was Dmitry, Gennady, John Ryder, and Jermell. Yeah. I think it was like 8. That's right. That many. 12-round fights. Edgar Berlanga, 12-round fights. And I was watching the Edgar Berlanga fight back, too. Canelo Alvarez was talking mad shit. And he had little swelling on the eyes. I know y'all heard about that too. He was talking shit that Edgar Berlanga was running. I looked at the fight. Listen, it wasn't running. It was cautiously moving backwards and standing ground, throwing punches. Again, man, you guys are not giving Edgar Berlanga enough credit. I'm telling you. You guys, a lot of y'all become haters for no reason. He was being successful at times in that fight. And that 1-2, those long range punches, those are the problem for Canelo. Jaime Munguia's style is what it is. It's Mexican style, right? Jaime Munguia was coming in the way he always is coming. Chin out. Easy to hit, right? That's not a good style, even though, some of the pressure, of course, that Jaime Munguia has in his style is it's excellent, right? It can work, but that's really the only gear he had, Jaime Munguia. But he went 12 rounds too. So there you go. Jermell Charlo, a lot more defensive. I didn't even put Charlo up there because Charlo wasn't that successful. At least I don't think so. He wasn't successful at all. Remember, these are all UDs also. Unanimous decisions on all these dudes. So, but I mean, Jermell Charlo, I'd never seen Jermell Charlo that much on the back foot either. He said it. Boy, punch hard. I'm telling you, man, Canelo's not easy work. He's hard to beat. What did Floyd see that nobody else can see? What is it that Floyd saw? I still don't get it, man. I was playing that video over and over. I'm like, is he just, trolling? He was easy work. He caught Canelo early in the career. I'm telling you. Call him. I mean, I would have done the same thing too. I'm like, before this kid gets any better, let me go ahead and just put him in the ring real quick. Put him in the pan. Fry him up like bacon. Cheer. So, yeah, Canelo Alvarez's last 8 fights, 12 rounds. Yeah, man. Yep. 1, 2. It's probably going to be 9 with Terrence. 1, 2, 3. Just want to make sure. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it is 8. Oh, no, it's 7. Last 7. He went 11 rounds with Caleb Plant. And, of course, he finished him in the 11th. So, yeah, 7. 63 fights, Canelo Alvarez. Jeez. Kid was knocking out chaps over there in the cantina. Big time. Can't believe that. Oh my goodness. Yo, I've gotten some neuro gum again. Yeah, apologies if I'm chewing on here. I'm actually gonna put this down. It's just so good. Yeah, apologies. Thank you, producer. I just got chewed out by the producer. Yeah. All right. Anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in, even though I'm chomping on gum. Apologies. And again, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank you for tapping in. We're doing the Canelo show, or is Canelo easy work? Best said by Floyd Mayweather, right? Canelo's easy work. What is it that is easy about his style to fight? There's a lot of things I'm not, of course I'm not able to agree with Floyd, but I'm trying to chop it down, right? What is it that all these fighters have had success with? And it's these straight punches down the middle, man. These straight punches. Kovalev's jab, Bivol's jab, Lara straight left hand, Berlanga straight right hand. And a couple other fighters had, success with the uppercut, right? But it's being able to push back. Got to be able to push back Canelo Alvarez. Or work the ring like Lara, right? But this fight definitely going 12 rounds. Ain't nobody getting knocked out. I don't see Terrence Crawford getting knocked out. Absolutely not. He is the smaller guy and all, but I think that he's elusive enough not to be able to get knocked out. Tap in on the chat or in any of the Facebook and IG chats if you like. Let me know what you are thinking as far as styles. Who did it better? Floyd obviously did it the best, right? Bivol did it well. He won. But what style is going to be the most important style that Terrence Crawford is going to have to show for, right? He's going to do what he does. But what are some of these attributes? Is it the jab? Is it the right hand? What is he going to do that's so different that Canelo hasn't seen? Again, Terrence Crawford, a slick boxer. Moves around, right? Keeps you at the end of the punches, long range. He wasn't able to get rid of Madrimov, who was at 154. Bivol wasn't able to get rid of Canelo at 175. Like, these guys, so I'm saying, some of y'all talking about he gonna knock him out. Ain't nobody knocking out nobody. This is a 12-round fight. I'm already calling it. Put the money on the bet right now. Long range. Ain't nobody getting knocked out. Nobody's getting knocked out. And I'm not saying Canelo's going to knock out Terrence, too, even though he's the bigger guy. He's going to, be able to impose his will or his strength. I'm not saying that. Because, again, Crawford's been preparing for this pretty good. He's been preparing very well for this. He's had the time to put on the weight. I just feel like he hasn't had the right amount of time to be accustomed to the weight. Bypassed that 160-pound division. Straight into the fire. That's another thing that I don't, there was something I had an issue with. Floyd Mayweather, Canelo's easy work. I think that was just some shade. That interview that he said that in was, I think, because they were during the time when Gervonta had fought, and I think they were talking shit, and he just decided to throw Canelo in the mix of the conversation. Gennady Golovkin had a lot of, I'm talking about probably, and we're going to go into the punch stats right now, matter of fact, like who landed the most punches on Canelo. And, it's a little different because sometimes we're talking about percentage, right? Landed, and of course, out of the ones that are thrown from each individual boxer. So we could go percentage, and I'll let you guys know also the amount of punches, right? What style was the most successful in actually landing. And of course, Floyd Mayweather always has the highest accuracy. My gosh, Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's left a bunch of little records behind. Like, to beat this guy, there's just so many. Like the amount of defenses he's had. He's just left a trickle of records that you got to beat. Shout out to Floyd, man. Matter of fact, Floyd Mayweather was out there in Honduras not too long ago, man. Shout out to Floyd. He was actually in, I think he was actually in one of the locations where my family actually owns land and shit. It's pretty cool. He was in the river in what are they call those, the Cantus or Pantoons. Shout out to Floyd, man. Mayweather landed 232 out of 505 punches, according to CompuBox stats in that fight. That's 46% landed for Mayweather. All right. Canelo managed to land 117 out of 526, landing a total of 22%. That's again. That's 232 punches that landed. And Floyd doesn't throw a hell of a lot of punches either, right? We're talking about 232 punches in 12 rounds. Do the average on that. Or we can actually do the average now if you want. Because, I got the calculadora out of 12 rounds. Wow. Floyd Mayweather was averaging a little bit, almost 20 punches a round with that amount thrown. So, a lower volume than what you would say. We're actually talking about this last episode. If you didn't catch us, go and check us out on YouTube. And, of course, Facebook X episodes are there. You go back and look at some of the episodes that we've been kicking out. It's late, pretty dope. And it's always there on the playlist. Hold on. I'm trying to get the okay, so yeah, I mean, what made Mayweather be able to land all that? We already know, right? Elite footwork and all the movement that he has in the ring, lateral, pivots, right? Everything. All the feigning. I mean, he's a master of it all, right? Counter punching. I mean, he hit Canelo with so many rights in that fight. That pull counter, I mean, not too many. I mean, he's probably done it the best, that pull counter. Kept Canelo just off his rhythm constantly. He always made him pay for anything with either a jab or a right hand. I mean, to me, the pull counters were super effective in that fight. He had everything. Floyd Mayweather, the timing, the speed, the IQ. He was able to neutralize the young lion that had the power. But still, a young Canelo Alvarez, right? A young Canelo Alvarez. It was just another day in school, right? It was like it was like Canelo was in 6th grade trying to fight the 8th grader and shit. It wasn't gonna work out for you, never. He was gonna take your milk money all day. Now, Erislandy Lara, he had a 28% landed on Canelo Alvarez. 107 out of 386 punches. Wow. Threw way more punches. I landed less. Well, actually, no. Mayweather just threw more. Threw 386 punches, 12 rounds. How many punches is that? That worries me. Oh, no, that was a little bit more than... that was a little bit more, so he landed a lot less. His percentage landage was less. Lara's than Mayweather's. But he landed 28%. That's 107 out of 386 punches, totaling out 32 punches per round. 32 punches per round. I mean, that's what we want as an average, so that a fight looks like a fight, right? Around 30 punches per round. Make it look like a fight. Canelo landed 97 of 415 punches thrown, totally at 23%. And, this is one of the things that why people were actually mad at the decision. Some thought that Lara won because of that same thing, the punch percentage. But, of course, Canelo Alvarez won. 107 punches, not too many punches. If you're talking about 107 punches, and you want to split them, right? You got some good rounds. That means he landed like 8 punches per round. That's like nothing to hurt. That was nothing. The southpaw stance helped a lot, and Crawford is gonna have that advantage too. Crawford knows how to switch it up, man. I've always loved that about Terrence. Like, bro, I'm standing on the other side, not saying that I don't have an underdog hope, right? That Terrence Crawford can pull something off. But I just everything that Terrence does, I can relate. Even training on both stances. To me, it's a must. To me, trainers should just train their fighters from the beginning on both stances. It should be a thing, right? If a warrior right hand breaks, he's just gonna stop fighting. No, man, pick up the right sword. Pick up the sword with your left hand, right, and keep swinging it. You got to learn how to fight both ways. That's my opinion. And you can start out fighters right from the beginning like that. I think Schofield Sr. has mentioned something like that. It's like a different approach to the game, man. It's a different approach. Let me get to the comments real quick. Again, shout out to everybody who's stopping by. First in line is my man Forrith, baby. All the way from the other side. Jim. He said, "Why can't I see your face cam, man?" Oh snap! I just I've had the thing of the thumbnail up. Let me get back. Let me let me activate the Doomatron. I'm wilding. Hold on real quick. Let me get back in line. Jim. All right. I'm back in action. But yeah, man, definitely that totaled out to be about 8 punches. Damn, if you're only getting punched 8 times per round, that's not bad at all. I mean, I guess it depends how hard you're getting hit, right? You get punched 8 really solid times, and that would suck. But I mean, 8 punches per round is. I mean, I don't know how CompuBox works. I guess it's like if you're getting punched in the shoulder, I don't think that counts, right? Mm-hmm. At least I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to have actually punches landed. You know what I mean? Jab. And again, bro, the jab. It's the jabby. I'm telling you, that jab. And Terrence Crawford has such a good reach. And remember, y'all, when they're measuring these guys' reach, you got to understand that when they put on the gloves, all the padding and everything, the wraps, gives them a little bit more, bro. And if you ever seen Terrence Crawford's gloves, if you ever seen him fight, he looks like a cartoon, right? He looks like Stickman and shit, you know what I mean? Like, his arms are so long, and then he got these big-ass long gloves on. Look like he could hit you from, 2 days ago. I'm telling you, he's going to be able, if he practices that power jab, boom, boom, turns that jab into a jackhammer, and he keeps it there, he's going to be able to set himself up with so much from that one punch. Everything's going to come. Everything's going to be able to come. He has the movement. He has everything that he needs to do to win this fight. If he can neutralize whatever Canelo's there to do. He's got to take that away from him, though. And it's going to matter how much ferocity Canelo's coming through with. Shout out again to Forrith. Yeah, man, 8 punches, that's nothing, bro. 8 punches is like, it's nothing. I'm not saying it's nothing. Like I said, you could get hit really hard and, it's over for you. But Lara, he got hit a lot to the body. Lara was able to hit, Canelo with those with those 107 punches. But I'm telling you, he paid the price a lot in the later rounds. And Canelo, the way Canelo fought in the Lara fight is the way he should have fought William Skull. I think Lara was way more difficult than a William Skull. And I don't know if this is silk sheets sort of thing, that Canelo didn't give us the extra to try to cut off the ring with William Skull. Maybe he didn't want to show those wrinkles, knowing that Crawford was going to see it. So he could just be like, oh, you know what? He's going to think I'm not going to work for that ring cut. I don't know, Don't seem like that, but I get all conspiracy theory about it. But William Skull, yeah. We didn't see what we saw in the Lara fight, in the Skull fight, when it comes to cutting off the ring for Canelo. Canelo was way more persistent. He was way more in a hurry to try to stop that running with him. And Canelo Alvarez, if you're moving around, you're gonna limit that punch output, right? Because Canelo Alvarez, as you saw, William Skull showed you how you can reduce that punch output. It's just running away. You put the steam on the back pedal a little bit, you can reduce Canelo Alvarez's punch output by a lot. Just putting that little bit of movement, right? So you really think about it. 100% boxing output. You put a little speed on that back pedal, you bring that shit down to 80%, 70%. Then you start to say, okay, I put the speed on it, now I'm going to put the movement. Boom, all of a sudden, effectiveness drops even more. Next thing you know, you're getting a 50% Canelo Alvarez, unless he catches you. You understand? Average boxing fan says, I found a glitch in the matrix. How come nobody talks about Crawford's pedestrian accuracy versus Avanesian's 602 punch landing? 13% he had a hard time breaking David's high guard. Wow, I love those facts, champ. Damn. So wait a minute, you're saying you say Crawford's pedestrian accuracy? That shit's hilarious. Versus Venetian's 602 punches, landing 13%. Yeah, the high. So wait a minute. He had a hard time breaking David's high guard. Oh, David's high guard. Okay, I get you now. Yeah, man. Call him glitching. Same thing versus Machimov. Dude landed 23% of his punches. So it's like, we got to be honest with ourselves, man, as boxing fans, bro. And, as we see boxing for what it is and not all the promotion and what it is. I like all of that too, but I like to just sit and get in here every now and then and really break shit down to see what really kind of fight I'm really going to be getting here, right? And that's why I'm going through these opponents with Canelo, right? Because they all, to me, managed to do something right. Some 2-1, Floyd and Bivol, but the others didn't, and they did something right. Even Berlanga, and I'm saying even Berlanga because that's what I'm saying as of lately, because y'all be hating on Berlanga, and he went 12 rounds. Y'all ain't hating on all the other guys who went 12 rounds with him, and go back. We're gonna get into the numbers. I just want to talk numbers, because numbers don't lie, right? Numbers will tell you what it is. Ain't nobody to me had more success than Gennady Golovkin. Obviously, way more punch output than any of the other guys, right? And we're talking about both fights, right? A little bit similar, not too much. Lemon water, real quick. Yeah, man. What do we got? 2 fights and Triple G. What was it? 320 punches. Damn. Landed 320 punches. Damn. That was a drop. Wow. That was a big drop. So Triple G landed 230 punches in the first fight. Canelo landed 169 in the first fight. And then Triple G landed 90 in the second fight. And Canelo landing 106. That punch landed dropped significantly for Triple G in that Canelo fight. That shows you, man, Canelo's ability to adapt. Like, that's serious adaptation there, bro. For your opponent's punch output to drop from 230 to 90? What are we talking about here? What percentage we talking about here? That's crazy. Drop to 90, dog. That's damn near almost the whole thing. I don't even know what to say. What's 10%? That was probably like 30%? Almost 40%. Damn. That shit dropped by like 40, 50%. Probably no more, like 60%. Damn. That's crazy. That's nuts. Yep. Another 60. Yep. Like 60% droppage on that. That's crazy. So we'll go with the first fight then. Because the first fight was obviously the most successful for Triple G. And I like Triple G's jab. That's why that's one of the main reasons why I'm talking about it, because remember, again, the straight punch, right? Keeping him at the end of that punch. And of course, Canelo, every time that you throw that straight jab, Canelo also likes to throw a mean ass hook at the same time to go over the top of your jab, right? And that's where the timing comes in. So, it's got to be a flickery jab, a constant jab, boom, 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 jackhammer jab. It can't be no lazy jab, because he will punch over that jab and hook the shit out of you. Triple G, does Crawford have a chin? Triple G had a hell of a chin. That's why he was able to stand in there with Canelo. Hell of a chin. I don't know if Crawford's got a hell of a chin, man. I'm sorry. When we talk about Triple G, that's 100% hell of a chin. You never seen Triple G shaken up. Remind me. I ain't never seen him like that. Canelo Alvarez, super chin. He got wobbled up when he fought Cotto's brother. That was when he was a kid. So stop bringing it up. Chin. So yeah, man. I don't know if I can give Crawford the iron chin. I don't know. He got caught by Mean Machine. Who else caught him? A couple cats caught him, man. But then again, this is boxing, right? So maybe that's bullshit. We never seen him knocked out, though. That's what we could agree on, right? We never seen Terence Crawford knocked out, so we'll give him the chin. He's got someone to a chin. Canelo's chin's been proven a lot more. Way more. Iron chin goes to Canelo on this one. But what else? Power. Okay, Triple G had power. Crawford got power. Punch placement. I think Terence Crawford's way better in punch placement. Being able to cut the ring off. I don't think Canelo's going anywhere on his back foot unless Crawford decides to push Canelo back. And if he's able to push him back, then we're going to actually see what kind of other boxing skills Canelo really does have, right? You're going to have to, if you push Canelo back, get ready for him to stand. And that's what a lot of y'all not understanding and seeing, bro. Like, yeah, if he stands and fights, like, okay, you're going to have to, if you want to catch Canelo Alvarez while you're standing in front of him, going shot for shot, that's trouble. Big trouble. But if Crawford's going to decide to push him forward, where do you think he's going to be? He's right in front of him. Going to knock him out. If Canelo lands a hard shot. But again, what styles can we really, I could put Crawford in the Lara shoes. I could put him in there. But then we're talking about a Tom and Jerry fight, a fight that the main man himself, right? Turkey, big bag, big bolsa a la Shiki. He doesn't want no Tom and Jerry fights. So can, Crawford jump into some Lara boots and throw 386 punches? What does that do for us, right? That's 32 punches a round. Can we accept that? Are we okay with that? 32 punches a round? Sounds a little Tom and Jerry. I don't know, right? 386 punches. It's very little punches, so I don't know if he jumps into that. Do we put Crawford in the fire and tell him to fight like Triple G? Yeah, he's got to go in there and push the bully back. He's got to go in there and, prove to Canelo that he's not scared, that he's not going to be bullied. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. We're going to put him in there in the fire, close range, with Canelo Alvarez's hellish body punching, uppercuts. You know what I mean? And that the fighter with the shorter and that's more stout always has the advantage on the inside. And I put the asterisk mark on always, right? You got the GOATs, right? Crawford could be included in that. But that's what the norm is. But that jab is always the common ground, right? In these styles that we've been talking about. Floyd had the killer jab, pull counter right hand. You know what I mean? Erislandy Lara. Got the ill left hand right down the middle. He's got that sharpshooter left hand. Boom. Remember, Crawford could go both ways. Hit you with that double from the right or the left stance. Triple G. Now, Daniel Jacobs was probably like the first guy that... Well, no, not the first guy. Again, Canelo's always the smaller guy, right? The smaller, big guy. But Daniel Jacobs, too, he showed no fear. They're one of the first guys to really, like, get in Canelo's face and let him know, like, you're not going to bully me. It was kind of crazy, too, the way Danny got in his face at the weigh-ins, and then Canelo hits that E-Honda stance and shit. Trying not to get pushed at the face-offs. But Daniel Jacobs, he didn't land much either. He threw so many punches. Daniel Jacobs, so many punches that fight. Threw more than any of these other guys. He threw 649 punches. Remember, this is all CompuBox stuff, too. If you guys got different numbers, then let me know. But it's all CompuBox. Out of 649 punches thrown in 12 rounds, 131 punches landed. 20% ratio. You tell me what that is. That's 131 punches in 12 rounds landed. That's 10 punches per round. Crazy. Let me take it back to the chatty patty over here. See what's going on. My man For Rith says, I might throw some bucks on Crawford. Damn. He said, Crawford, eh? It's all right, brother. How much you going to put on Crawford? The house? You put in the house? You putting the house on there, champion? Fuck it. Whatever happens, happens, champ. Throw it on Crawford, bro. Just don't bet on a knockout. Ain't no knockouts happening. All you guys having these wet dreams and shit of fucking Canelo Alvarez is being knocked out and flat on his back and y'all are crazy, bro. All of y'all hate Canelo haters are just like, y'all too much, man. You gotta understand boxing, bro. Gotta understand boxing. Canelo Alvarez ain't getting knocked out. Crawford ain't getting knocked out, of course, because he's just gonna be. Trust me. Once he feels, if the power turns out to be too much, he's gonna know how to move around. That's what he does. He knows how to move around. He's a complete fighter. You know what I mean, stop playing with me, champ. Average boxing fan says same thing versus Matrimov. Dude landed 23% of his punches. It's light work, bro. So I mean, again, like Canelo Alvarez is not that easy to beat. You know, he's not that easy to beat. You know, my man Floyd says it, but I mean, as you can see, Floyd is Floyd, right? Floyd made it look easy for a lot of cats. A lot of cats couldn't mess with it. You know what I mean? Average boxing fan says, if we keep it a buck, we can go watch each fighter's last 3 fights. Crawford's had 2 bad performances and 1 great one versus Earl. Nelo's 2 masterclass and 1 bad one versus Skull. Who's really on the decline? Damn. Somebody's gonna get at you in the chat, champ. Somebody's gonna go in the booth with you. I know. Trust me. They're gonna come out. The Crawfish Squad is coming out. It's all good though. Shout out to Crawford and shit. You know I'm just fucking around. Crawfish it's just too good not to say it. Oh shit. Yeah, so let me take this back in the picture here. All right, so yeah, man, boxing fan. Masterclass. Canelo's had some pretty good ones, man. Madrimov, again, it was a step up in weight for Crawford. I knew he was going to get challenged. It wasn't going to be an easy task for him, especially moving up, steady moving up, keeping busy. This last year he kept off, but I think he knows what he's doing. I think it was more of making sure, those tweaks are going on. Look at John Jones, man. John Jones retired, if you guys didn't know, for all my MMA champions out there. And, it's just, again, wear and tear and all that stuff. Hold on. Let me see. Berlanga, average boxing fan says, Berlanga made a good adjustment after getting dropped in the 3rd. He jabbed more on the 4th and tripled his jab work from 5 to 7, but Canelo adjusted and took over again. Yeah, so you would agree that Berlanga wasn't just running. Like, I just saw the fight, bro. Berlanga was not just running. He was fighting a super experienced world elite champion, right? And he was throwing back, and he was, he wasn't just laying there. He didn't get taken out. He didn't get knocked out. Bro, when you fighting a guy that's, but I can't even give Canelo the knockout shit because the last guy he knocked out was 7 fights ago, man. Shit. But a guy that could knock you out. A lot of the guys that Canelo fights, work on their defense pretty damn good, to be able to block those punches because Canelo will knock you out. He just ends up punching a lot of guards. Obviously, his opponents just don't want to get hit. They really train not to get hit, and he hasn't been able to knock guys out also because the competition is high. I mean, you're not knocking out, you're not knocking those guys out just like that. I mean, yeah, just crazy, bro. Sometimes, bro, you know how it works. Keith Thurman went through the same shit, knocking guys out. All of a sudden, you're not knocking nobody else out. Now all of a sudden, you can't even say you one time anymore. Average boxing fan says, do you think Bud has been able to stay in the top pound-for-pound ranking due to the level of competition he was fed at TR diet? I mean, everybody gets fed that TR diet, broski. He's been able to stay at the top, obviously. Top rank knows how to bring their fighters along. But we know what Terrence was asking for the whole time. It's not like Terrence wasn't asking for it. He was asking for the big fights, and you already know this street. Don't play with the other street bullshit and everything else that promotions will say, and fights don't happen. So, but he's on the pound for pound list just because of what he's done, right? He's gotten undisputed, and how he's done it, no losses. I mean, this guy, he's earned the spot champ. Average boxing fans on the return says, hey, man, if you bet an MJ has a greater chance to beat Naoya than Crawford does Canelo, and the odds pay better with MJ. All right. I'm probably lost right now. When I saw MJ, the first thing I thought was Michael Jackson. Oh, man. Hold on real quick. Lemon water. Excuse me. Yeah, remind me of MJ again, champ. Carlos Paguada says, vamos con la Honduras. Vaya pues. Tu bandera, tu bandera. Chill, champ. Average boxing fan, Mexican emoji 2, and Honduras emoji 1. What, it's soccer right now? Damn. See, I'm not watching right now. I didn't know there was a soccer game. Let me know if I'm reading that right, too, with these emojis. Am I really missing out on a game right now? Soccer game? It's all good, though. We're talking boxing. We're talking Daniel Jacobs with his 20% landage. Bro, you threw 649 punches. You landed 131. My man Canelo was hitting you with the Super Saiyan all day, dipping. Everything. That's what I'm saying. The evolution, right? Canelo just keeps getting better. And honestly, like, we saw the ultimate, maneuvers in Daniel Jacobs fight. You know what I'm saying? And this came after, way after. Well, not way after, but of course it was after the Triple G fight. So we saw some evolution in the movement, right? My man was, doing the right thing. Daniel Jacobs tried to switch stances, I think, through mid-fight. But it didn't work out too much. Reach definitely helped. Average boxing fan. Oh, okay, I see now, Champy. I get it. I know MJ. That's my man with the beret, right? On his head. All right, I get you. All right, so Canelo landed 188 out of 466 punches. So he actually landed his 40% on Jacobs that fight. So what's so easy about Floyd? About Canelo that Floyd said, he's easy work. He's easy work. Look at Floyd. Look at him. I'm about to show you right now. Look at Floydski. Matter of fact, where am I? There we go. Shout out to Carlos Paguada too, bro. Always stopping by, man. Let's go, champ. I'm not even gonna show you. I'm just gonna play it for y'all. Look at your boy.
Yo, the truth about Canelo, easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
Damn, I was almost 40. So he wasn't exactly 40. He was almost 40. So Canelo's saying he easy work, man, but I don't know. The tail of the tape right now so far, and I'll refer you back to the thumbnail, right? So you guys can see what I'm talking about. You had Lara, you had Bivol, you had Triple G, you had Berlanga. Some of them are successful at times, some more than others, right? Of course, Bivol and Floyd actually beat Canelo. They can actually say they won. Triple G, no. Lara, no. Berlanga, no. But the thumbnail says it all, man. Straight jab, straight right hand, down the pipe. Lara told you movement, left to right, lateral movements, pivots. Instant lateral movement, stop, shoot the power right or left if you're on the southpaw. Bivol told you high volume, pushed back the bully, high volume, straight punches. You seen the straight punches Bivol was throwing in the fight. When he pinned Canelo Alvarez on the ropes, it was straight punches. It wasn't no hooks. It wasn't none of that. It was high octane, high volume, straight punches. Same thing with Gennady, right? Jackhammer jab. Gennady was a little slower. You need more speed. Crawford's the faster dude. He's got to be the faster dude, and hopefully this weight coming up hasn't slowed him down, because that's what happens. Jamal Charlo, in an interview, was talking about how his brother Jamel, was talking about, how going up in weight, he didn't feel like himself. The weight impacted his movement, his speed, timing. All right? Listen, man, when you're building a fighter, bro, this is all science to us, champ. I'm breaking it down. It's automatic, bro. It's physics. If you put on weight, your timing is going to be off. You're not as light as before. You're not as fast as before. Timing is going to be off. Telling you, you got to get used to that shit. I don't know if you could do it only in the gym, man. You need to be in fights. High octane. Real deal, Holyfield. Average boxing fan says MJ Akhmadaliev has a better chance at beating Ali September 14, Sunday morning after Canelo Crawford. Soccer game starts in 3 hours. Gold Cup, champy. Whoa. That's why I love y'all, man. I didn't know about that. I'm going to put that on 3 hours. Okay, in 3 hours. All right, so yeah, we got plenty of time. Average boxing fan on the return hit you with a uppie in the chinny chin chin. Says Floyd fighting Canelo at the age of 23 is a cherry pick. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, some will say it's a cherry pick. Others are going to say, yo, he fought a young lion, right? Best, well, he was the best, right? But not the experience will trump that. If your athleticism is somewhat still in par, you know, that's why I say, man, Floyd Mayweather's experience was way up to par. Floyd had it in the bag. He knew what he was looking at. He's seen it 100 times before. It was just a younger version, meaning that he could have countered him more because he knew he was going to be more willing to come in, step into the fight to get some of that get back. Straight get back. Yeah, man, Floyd Mayweather made a lot of people look stupid. Shout out to everybody tapping in too, man. This is the Boxing Biz Podcast show. Thank you for tapping in with us, as you must have hit that notification bell because there's a few of you across the platforms on, and appreciate that. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and of course, share the program. And always welcome you guys to, state your mind on the chat, handle your business. Is exactly what we do here on the Boxing Biz. We handle our business. Handle your business on the comments, on the Boxing Talk. Of course, you can always call in using Discord. That's the Boxing Biz Discord. If not, you can use X. That's right, the Boxing Biz X. If you're not following us, follow us there. And you can always call in and tap in, champions. So welcome to tap in whenever the heck you want. Average boxing fan, Carlos Bagwala, and the whole team that's on right now. For Rith, champ. And if I'm missing anybody else on the other platforms, such as Facebook and everything else, it's probably because maybe I can't even see y'all. Can I? I think I can. Well, matter of fact, I will check in on the Facebook family. You can't forget the Facebook family, man. Always backing up Doomatron, Roomatron. Let's see. Matter of fact, I'm in there right now. Anybody in there? Hit the like button on that. There we go. All right. So where were we, right? Daniel Jacobs. Terrible percentage landage. Again, he had, he had some success, but yeah, he definitely got the unanimous decision on this one, Canelo Alvarez. But then entered Dmitry Bivol. And Dmitry Bivol too. Oh my gosh, bro. See, these CompuBox numbers are giving me a different story here. Like, chill out, bro. Bivol threw 710 punches in that fight. 710, bro. More than any of these other guys. Your boy was active, man. He threw damn near double than any of the other fighters we just mentioned. 60 punches around. Let's just give him that. He was throwing 60 punches around, not landing. That's 60 punches per round throwing. That's a lot of punches, right? Compared to the other lighter guys. But he only landed 12. Oh, shit. He was only landing like 12, 13 punches per round. Put him at a 21%. Look, that's telling me it's not easy to hit Canelo, man. It's not easy. Y'all can't see it, man. Floyd said Canelo's easy work. Where is it at? Where's the easy work at? Your man Bivol threw 710 punches. That's crazy. Almost in the lightweight work, right? A little more effort and shit. They would have threw damn near almost 1,000. He would have thrown. So Bivol had to throw that many to land that many. That means that he has to throw massive amounts of punches, bro. Crawford's gonna have to step it up, bro. He's gonna have to step it up. I don't know if he gets by with Williams' skull bicycle moving around. I don't know if he does it, man. What you think, average boxing fan? He says Bivol threw more versus Canelo than he did versus Arthur and landed a lesser percentage in and Canelo than he did on Arthur. Canelo is probably the greatest defensive Mexican fighter ever and actively the best. Bro, that's what the tail of the tape is saying, bro. Que viva Mexico. Que viva Mexico. Que viva Mexico. Yo, bro. I'm sorry, but if I don't know, Terence Crawford, either he's gonna throw a lot less and be more accurate, right? He could throw 150 and and land. Throw 100 and land 50, and he'll have 50% connection ratio. Damn, shook up the whole desk. Yeah, so. That's how the percentages work. So we can't get too caught up in percentages. I like to look at the punches landed. The punches actually landed instead of the percentage shows me the actual pain endured by the fighter, right? How much punishment did I put on that other fighter? Because I could have thrown 710 punches and I increased my chances of landing. Bivol's don't reflect that because my man Canelo was, what I'm saying, bobbing and weaving and doing the whole nine. But it's more of the punches landed. So 152 punches, like I said, 12 punches around. Not too bad. Canelo had trouble definitely landing, bro. Wow. What do we see here now? Canelo Alvarez landed 84 of 495 punches. That is terrible. That's 7 punches a round. That's bad. That's pretty bad. I think Bivol might have like the secret sauce, the best sauce for Terence Crawford right now. I don't know if he see. The thing is, Floyd Mayweather had the he's got the blueprint, but nobody could be Mayweather. You just gotta let Mayweather just sit in his, on top of his mountain, leave him alone. He's on some white beard guru shit, just watching everybody and shit. Canelo landed 84 by 7 punches around, bro. That's crazy. That movement from Bivol, because Bivol was moving very well. He wasn't always shooting forward. He was moving pretty well. So, we know that with movement, we decrease Canelo's punch output, his punch landing, right? Put a little speed on it. We put a little lateral movement on it. We decrease those punches landed. As we saw with William Skull, we're seeing now with, obviously with William Skull was an extreme version, but Bivol, perfect example, how movement and then forward pressure at times, high volume forward pressure, right? Intelligent forward pressure. Again, it's not going to be easy for Crawford because Crawford's the smaller guy. Remember, Dmitry Bivol was heavier, man. He was able to get in there and really shoot, some hard shots. He had the weight to back it up on him. So, it's not the same. Different scenario, right? High output for Bivol. Definitely high output that was able to push back Canelo Alvarez. But he moved well, Bivol was controlling. A lot of the times we feel like come forward fighters are generally controlling the ring. But you can control the ring on the back foot. You can have a guy coming forward all day. Shakur Stevenson, wonderful example of this. Guys could be coming forward and you getting teed off on. You know what I mean? But Bivol was controlling the range. So that's a big problem for Canelo. Big problem. 152 punches landed out of 710 punches. How many punches is Crawford going to throw? He's going to have to throw as many as he can. As many. Yeah, 232 punches landed for Mayweather. 107 for Lara. 320 for Triple G. But that's combining both the fights, right? We already knew that in the first fight. He landed 230. And then it went down to straight 90. Yeah, speed counters. Yeah. I don't know who had the best. I'm gonna say Bivol, right? Bivol as of late. I can't, I included Mayweather obviously, but that was so long ago. That was 23-year-old Canelo. I had to include it in there because, of course, it happened. He was beat. Yeah. Shout out to the producer. Shout out to the producer, man. Just came through with the 1-2. Yeah, so going back to what we initially started with on the program, right? Floyd Mayweather saying that Canelo is easy work. From what I'm looking at, right, in the breakdown of these fights, and taking a look at all these fights and all the scenarios that played out, the numbers, Canelo ain't easy work, bro. He's not easy work. He wasn't easy work for 175-pound Bivol. He wasn't easy work for Danny Jacobs. The bigger guy. And you guys gotta have to ask yourselves: can Crawford, in the best, and if he were to fight Danny Jacobs at that time where Canelo fought, how would that turn out? Start cross-fighting, right? Cross-referencing different fighters like we always do. Is Crawford hitting hard like Triple G? I know y'all seen Triple G hit Canelo with that freaking right hand, bro. I thought at that very moment that Canelo was gonna hit the canvas and we were gonna see the nastiest knockout I ever seen in my life. That's what I thought. Stop acting like y'all don't remember what right hand that was, too. That right hand was crazy. And you telling me that Canelo's getting knocked out, that Canelo's easy work? Gotta be a certain type of easy work for Floyd to do it. Remember, Floyd wasn't a power hitter, man. Floyd just embarrassed you. So his easy work is not your easy work. So cut it out. It's definitely not easy work for the other guys. I think I got it too here. Let me see if I actually have it. I'm gonna remove it real quick because I definitely won't want to blow nobody's ears up. But okay. There we go. Yeah, I think I got the right hand here for you. I gotta bring it out now. Oh snap! Matter of fact, I gotta remove that. Give you out of the official tissue here. Sorry about that. Oh wow! Oh wow! Look at this. What an amazing production team I have here. Thank you. Yeah, let me just show you guys this hit, right? Talking about Canelo's getting knocked out. Look at this right hand. Bro, when Canelo got hit with this right hand, bro, it was like, what the? Look at this right hand. Toma. Bro, he got hit with everything. That was body, muscle flex, everything. Look at Triple G. That's Triple G's knockout shot. And he hit him in the back of the ear. That's where guys get knocked out. It's exactly where dudes get knocked out, bro. He got cracked. Look. Boom. Bounced off those ropes, said, nah, nah, nah. This guy ain't getting knocked out, bro. This guy ain't getting knocked out. But y'all saying that he easy work. Some of y'all saying, yeah, he gonna get knocked out. Some of y'all saying easy work. I say the straight left, the jab, right hand or left. Straight punches, that's where Crawford's gonna have the ability to capitalize. Anything else, I don't know. That inside fighting, pushing them back, all that other stuff. I don't know, champies. I don't know. Looks like somebody's ringing the doorbell, so in a couple of seconds, I'll put y'all on that AB flow so I could get that dough. But, yo, look at this right hand. Damn. Give him the right hand from hell, bro. What the helly? What the helly? Hit him ugly. Let me see what my man Average Boxing Fan Cocinando on the chat. Sees Bivol threw more versus Canelo than he did. Okay, I've been read that one for you, champion. Bivol threw more versus Canelo than he did versus Archer, but landed more on Archer than he did on Canelo. The fact that Bud has to turn into Floyd, Lara, and Bivol to beta the flat-footed Mexican is crazy work. Oh, shit, bro. That's hilarious. Oh, man. Oh, snap, bro. That is crazy. That's crazy. Salud. Es un trabajo sucio. I'm going to put you on the AB flow for 2 seconds while I get the door. Because I still don't got my my Tesla robot to open the door for me, all right? So just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back while I get the door. I'm always getting these packages or deliveries or everything else in between. Damn. Where's the AB status right now? There we go. Put you on the AB for 2 seconds. I would put you on the mariachi, but then y'all going to get mad at me. All right, here we go. Right, okay.
Think about the fight. I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. But let me talk something. Let me let y'all know. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. I beat him. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Everybody out there know I beat him. 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 I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. I beat him. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Everybody out there know I beat him. He was missing. 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 I controlled the fight. I controlled the fight. I want to think about the fight. I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him.
Everybody out there know I beat him. Shout out to AB, bro. He be holding me down when I step off the floor. Yeah, man. He got hit with the right hand Thor hammer. Canelo ain't going nowhere. Talking about it's easy. It ain't easy, champy. Oh, man. But, right, let's speak about what hurts Canelo the most, right? I got the jab in the right hand, and the jab being the number one. Maybe some of you guys could tap in, or if not, call in. If not, you know what? I'm throwing that invite link on the chat. You could always stop by using the StreamYard Linkovich. But I want to hear some more about what's going on. As you can see, I have it up there on the front of the screen. If you guys want to tap in, you can tap in. I'll actually star that one. And Average Boxing Fan says Crawford being Crawford isn't enough. It just isn't, bro. Crawford has got to be more on that night. I'm mentioning these guys, that have had success against Canelo Alvarez because it's worth looking at some of the things that Crawford can do, right? Because Crawford is that elite. He can give you these different styles, and he can, he's astute in the boxing game, the sweet science. His ability to adapt is very good, very well documented, right? In fights, in the way he can adapt, punch you from long range, exchange in the middle. He's got skills. I'm not saying he doesn't have a chance. I'm not saying that he has a chance, that he doesn't have a chance. Let me see what we got going on the and again, Hamza Shiraz right now with Berlanga. I don't know if Hamza gets this Canelo ticket. Berlanga kept saying, on his interviews and his face-off. Shout out to the Wade Project. He was on their interview in Berlanga and Hamza, and apparently Hamza could possibly get that. Wow! Shout out to El Tanque in the building. El Tanque, what's going on, champ?
Yo, how's the audio, do me?
It sounds great, brother. Welcome to the airwaves. You're on the Boxing Biz Podcast show. Let's go, champ. Champ. So, what'd you think about this this comparison we got going here on this episode, bro?
Hey, is my audio any good, bro?
Audio is excellent. Audio is good.
I'm on the road, so I don't know if all right, cool. Hey, man.
Audio. Okay, now your audio cut off.
Bro, and
nah.
I agree, you got to let that right hand, right? But when you let go of that bitch, the audio's good or not? Well, you know what? Let me get to it real quick, bro.
All right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely call us back so your audio is good in play, champ. You already know. We'll be on.
Cool.
Shout out to El Tanque, bro. Tanque say, yo, give me the gloves. I'm stepping in the booth. Shout out to Tanque. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, champ. You know what I'm saying? My man Tanque hopped on. Shit, I didn't even know until I saw the little window pop up. I was like, whoa. Tanque was about to cook. Tanque, hit us up when you get to the crib, bro. And, yeah. Let's go, champ. Matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and let's do it if you want to. Yeah, we're going to kick you out for now, but you'll be back with the same Linkovich. Shout out to El Tanque for calling in. Let's see what we got going on as far as the tactical side, right? What hurts Canelo? Straights and right hands, definitely. A little bit of gas on that back pedal, right? So we're trying to formulate, according to what we've seen in the success of these fighters that have faced Canelo, 2 out of those fighters who have beat Canelo. And what are some of the things that worked? And what are some of the things that we can see Terence Crawford emulating in that ring and possibly getting away with and doing to beat a Canelo Alvarez? Is Canelo Alvarez easy work? Floyd kept saying it. But Floyd is Floyd, bro. Talk is talk. The amount of punches landed with Daniel Jacobs and all these other guys it's just not. They can't damage this guy the way others would damage. Oh snap! I just got something fresh that came in. Damn, I don't know if y'all could see this hat, bro. I'm about to put it on. Shout out to Canelito. I got the Canelo Alvarez, but I just got a new fresh, the Boxing Biz Podcast show hat, y'all. I hope to have him for you guys soon too, but we'll see about that. If y'all could peep it out. Damn, that shit fresh. Chill out, champ. That's what I'm talking about. Where's my yo, and I'm still working on my on my sound bites. My shit got thrown into the shadow realm too. Damn, but you see the hat, right? Let me get 100% on the chat if y'all want a hat like this. Boxing Biz Podcast show hat. That's right. Well, let me know, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm about to throw it on. It's official, champ. We official out here. About to start merching up over here. Hold on. About to tap into the barber shop. Shout out to my barber. My man Fresh. John Freshy. Yo, this is a comfortable hat too. Oh yeah. We cooking with a peanut oil now. Chill, champ. Woo! We fresh out here, champ. Stop playing. Shout out to the producer. Always doing it big, man. That's what's up. All right, I got my fresh the Boxing Biz Podcast show hat. Feel good. Feel like I just got a fire flower in Mario and shit. Oh man. So yeah. Tanka had called in. We're gonna wait for him. If he calls back, it's okay too, bro. If you get busy, it's all good. You know, we're always trying to come back in the morning, bro. I've had a little mishaps in the morning. I always try to come back with an evening cap show, but staying strong to that morning grind. Tomorrow we're back at it again, 8:30. Since I was trying to find my sweet spot, right? 8 a.m. Boom. I'm just trying to wake up and talk boxing. That's all I want. 8 a.m. to whatever a.m. we get it cracking, right? So yeah. So yeah, Jermel Charlo, who I didn't put up there, you know, he had some success with the uppercuts too. You know, hitting Canelo with some solid shots with the uppercut. And not much really more to say, right? We could always swing into, you know, Tyson Fury also supposedly talking to Turkey Big Bag Alashiki and potentially coming back in 2026. All right, look like we got my man Tanke back in the building. Let's bring him on the stage real quick.
Yo, how's the audio this time, bro?
Damn, yo, you went to a studio?
Nah, I was on the road. I just got to my crib, so
now
I'm on the Wi-Fi.
Look like you just got to the studio. You fresh right now, champ.
Yo, hey, on the topic though, bro, I do agree. You know, Canelo is. We all know he struggles with them jabbers, and like you said, you gotta let go of the right hand. But you know what happens when you let go of the right hand? You eating something, bro.
Yeah. What do you think about Bivol's success too, man, and the way he approached the Canelo fight? You think that's something that maybe Terrence could do? You know, push him back.
If Terrence can move like a 175-pounder.
Yeah, I don't think he's moving like 175.
Yeah, he got to move like a 175er and throw as much as Bivol did, bro.
Bivol threw 710 punches, though.
Yeah, no one else has thrown that much since Triple G.
It's a lot of punches, and Triple G didn't even throw that many punches, bro. Triple G threw like 300. What was it? 320 punches in the first fight.
I mean,
320. That's half. That's less than half.
I think if he is gonna try to fight like that, you know, throw a lot of 1-2s, because that's what Bivol was really doing, bro. There was nothing after that. It was just a lot of volume, a lot of jabs, just to push Canelo back and keep him off his timing, bro. But I don't think that's gonna work for Crawford, because he's a smaller dude that's probably not gonna move as fast and be in and out like a Bivol. And then again, we had Canelo moving up, so he gained pounds. It's different. I didn't really like him. I didn't really like how he looked against Kovalev, if I'm being honest, bro.
What do you mean? I mean, what do you mean, though? I mean, he knocked him out.
Yeah, but if you go back and analyze the fight outside of him knocking him out, bro, he looked kind of gassed out from, was it round 4 or 5? I'm like, damn, why is he turning purple, bro? Go rewatch the fight and you're going to see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And what do you got going right now with Berlanga and Hamza Shiraz? I mean, I'm starting to really like this fight more and more and more as the pressers and the face-offs continue.
Yo,
she got some good energy.
That's why I went back to watch Canelo Berlanga. Because at first, I thought he went in there just to fucking collect the paycheck and survive. And a couple days ago, I went to rewatch the fight, and I was like, "What the fuck? This fight is way better than I remember it being." The kid
See,
adjusted, bro. The kid,
bro, it be like that. Because you know what happens? A lot of y'all, bro, y'all fall into this fucking herd mentality, man. You hear all these dumbass numbnuts that don't even go back and watch the fight. Because you know in the first time you watch the fight, it's always different, too. You know what I mean? Depending on how you're watching the fight. You go back and you watch. The same thing happened to me with the Lara fight. I had Lara. I was like, damn, man, I think Lara took this, and they took it from Lara. Went back, bro. It was just hella punches being thrown to the body. Hella punches being landed by Canelo. So it's like, you know, when you get that second look, like I saw it again today, earlier in the day. I'm looking at Berlanga and I'm like, Berlanga's throwing punches. I mean, yeah, he got knocked down and, you know, you're fighting a puncher. But yeah, good.
no, it was a good fight, bro. Because you know, from 1 to 3, I mean, round 3 is the fucking banger of a round, bro. They're in the fucking ropes just slugging it out. I'm like, damn, I don't remember the fight being this good. You know, and then he adjusted because from 1 to 3, he was letting his hands go. He was throwing more combinations. He gets dropped. Then he super glues that hand to his face. And then from round 5 through 7, bro, he's jabbing a lot. Bro, he's throwing like the triple amount of jabs that he had done in the first 3 rounds. And he's having success pushing Canelo back with the jab. And then at the end of round 7, his trainer tells him, you know you got to let go of that right hand because the jab is not going to work like that. And then when he tried, Canelo was countering his ass. And then it was just, you know, Canelo's a veteran. And he's extra savvy, bro. It's crazy to see that fight if you rewatch it and actually pay attention to the chess match that was going in there.
Nah, it's a better fight than what a lot of people are giving him credit. Lately, I've just been coming on here too to show Berlanga some support because, again, like people like to, you know, judge you by what you did last. This guy was on a terror knocking guys out. We loved him. Oh, he's the next best thing. As soon as he don't knock somebody out, things start to shift up, get a little stiffer. You throw him out the window and shit. Before we go, William Cepeda, Shakur Stevenson. What do you got going on for that fight?
That's a hard fight. The breakdown, bro, because you know Shakur is very damn good moving backwards, and if he does want to stay in the pocket, man, he showed greatness against my boy Valdez. That was a masterclass of inside game, bro, and I thought he was gonna do that against the Dominican cat. He didn't do it, but he showed it again against this last dude, the dude from the UK. You know, he stayed in there and he did his thing.
Freaking so you got Shakur then, right? You got Shakur.
Yeah. But
right.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen the videos on the zone with Cepeda, bro. He's sparring with like 10 Cubans, and in one of the clips, he's chasing the Cubans around, bro, like he's trying to catch them. So
yeah, nah, you know what it is with me. He should go try catching a rooster and shit. That'll help him out. You know, with the whole, you know, changing up, guys usually go back to what they know, man, and that's what I always see when fighters try to make these quote unquote adjustments and bring these sparring partners in. Next thing you know, they're going right back to what they do. You know, I say, you know, he's bringing in the right sparring partners, obviously, but the kind of backstep fight that Shakur's gonna give him, I don't think he's ever seen that with anybody. I'm leaning with Shakur. I'm from Jersey. I'm not just leaning on Shakur because I'm from Jersey, but more so also because I'm from Jersey. But yeah, I got Shakur definitely winning, man. But yeah, Champion Donkis, thanks for stopping by, my brother. Always giving you know, your boxing knowledge out here, and I appreciate you for calling in. You're more than welcome to call in. We don't got no phone numbers here. You could use the link. You could go call back with Discord. Follow us on Discord on X.
And what's the Discord, bro? Drop the link so I can add you on there.
Yeah. You know what? I'll drop it in here in the chat.
Cool. Hey, before I dip out, Usyk is losing, and fucking MJ Magdaliev is pulling the win too, bro. The number 1 and number 2 pound for pound guys are going down on the same weekend. That's Crawford and Oil. Hey, have a good one, bro. Have a good one, Champy.
All right, Champy. Be blessed, Champ. See you on the next one. Yo, shout out to Tanke, bro. And look, man, all of you guys out there that are, you know, a little gun shy on throwing that right hand and coming on live, Shoot from the hip, my bro. Shoot from the hip. My line is open. Call in, state your opinion, state your mind, handle your business. Shout out to everybody across all platforms streaming right now on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitter. And Twitter. X and IG. That Twitter I'm still holding on to that shit sometimes. X. Re-X that. If you're watching this on X, re-X, and on IG. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Yeah, man, good take on by El Tanque, and going in again just to finish up, right, on some of the things we were talking about. I want to shift it over, right, into the couple of more things. Yeah, I got to get that Discord right now for you, champ. Matter of fact, I'm going to send it right now. See, man, El Tanque. And I'm still taking interviews for moderators, bro, because some of my moderators don't be around, and I'm going to start snatching some wrenches back, redistributing them, because I just don't see nobody around. And sometimes in these in these live fight chats, I get these robots killing me. I need a sniper. I need a good sniper to snipe these cats on the chat. So let me know if you're interested on that one. I'm going to put in the Discord link right now so we can go ahead and get everybody on there. Where's my link? There we go. And I don't even know. There we go. All right. General text. Trying to get my link. Where's my Linkovich? There we go. Copy link. And there we go. All right, Tanque, I'm throwing it up there right now. All right. So I'll put it up right now. Let me see if I got it. There we go. All right. So anybody want to join Discord? The link is going to be going up right now on the chat. There we go. Well, I thought I sent it. Let me send it again. Oh, I didn't send it. There we go. All right. Discord link. Whoa. Give me a second. Hopefully this is the one. Let me know if this is the actual link. I think I'm pretty sure it is. All right. Discord link is up. So if you guys want to join the Discord, you can do so by clicking on the link, right? And if you don't have an account, obviously, you would have to make one. But if you already have one, just log in and go in there and friend the Boxing Biz, right? The Boxing Biz Discord. And you'll be able to call in through Discord. You could always call in through X also. So, you know how we doing it now. Things are a little bit different. We don't have to go through the traditional phone lines. We had a Skype line here on the show, and Skype stopped being Skype in May, and now it's Microsoft Teams or some shit. So we had to get rid of the number, and now we got to work through these avenues, right? Shout out to El Tanque, just joined the Discord. And remember, guys, I had most of this stuff opened a little while ago, but I had a break, right, in podcasting. Took a slight career turn for a little bit. Been doing taxes the last 4 years. Shout out to True Taxes Corp. And, of course, I'm in partnership with them. My company, Strategic Solution Services. You guys could always tap in with Doomy on taxes. Some of you guys I know I already help, I already work with. So shout out to the boxing community who've shown me support on my business, my tax business. Helping all you guys keep most of your money out there. So yeah, thanks for the follow and the join, El Tanque, and spread it out, bro. You're definitely helping the show grow, especially for tapping in also and handling business on the airwaves. All right, so I popped up to do this show specifically on the actual, styles and the fights that Canelo has had. It was just sitting heavy on me, listening to Floyd over and over say, Canelo's easy work. Like, it's just not easy work, man. It's not easy work. And he fought a 23-year-old Canelo. Not the same guy. Way more experienced now. You know, way more seasoned. Just a whole different animal. Very different now, man. Very, very, very different. So what is the blueprint, right? What is the blueprint to beat Canelo Alvarez, yo? Like, what is the perfect style? El Tanque made some good points, right? We've made some good observations. But Crawford's going to be Crawford. Crawford, a fighter who started as low as 135, if I'm not mistaken. You know? He's coming up to 168. He has the killer belief in himself, which helps a lot. He's going to have his hands super full that night. Super full. He's not 175 pounds. He don't hit like Gennady. Y'all seeing this video? You guys seeing this video? Look at his right hand from up top. Bang! Back of the ear. Nothing. 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 It's gonna be a lot. The only thing I'm seeing right now, and I'm gonna leave this topic with like this. How do you beat Canelo? Straight punches, a little bit of speed on the back pedaling, exiting out the left and right door every time you pivot and stop. Throw a straight right or a left. Use your 1-2-1 combos and maintain that. Anything else, Crawford's in trouble. Exchanging punches, trying to get into a firefight, none of that's working. We're going to see a Williams Skull 5.0. We saw Williams Skull, that sort of game plan was like a 1.0. We're going to get Canelo Alvarez 5.0. Excuse me, we're going to get Crawford 5.0. Using the Williams Skull tactics on the back foot, stopping, landing whenever he can, you know. Canelo's going to have to be, if Canelo was ferocious with Lara, he's going to have to be double that with Crawford in order to be able to catch him and hurt him. It's going to be a lot on both fighters. But the game plan is going to be, for both of them at least, it's going to be a 12-round fight. 12-round fight. And it's just a matter of just looking at the things that have worked. And we haven't done the take on Crawford. Because that's going to be the next episode. All right? We're going to do a take on Crawford. So I might just shut this one down and then jump into a Crawford. Matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do. Because I'm trying to stay here a little longer, too. We'll cut this one out at 2. And then we'll come back with a Crawford. Because we're getting to know all the facts, right? And the fights Canelo's been successful with. We've been there. Shout out to my man, Average Boxing Fan. Hermano, you have to rewatch Crawford versus Avanesian. Boy had a hard time breaking Avanesian's high guard. I remember that. And I am going to go back and watch this stuff. You know? But I could remember that he had trouble. Avanesian's always been a dog, too, man. Avanesian's a dog. That dude's a dog, bro. I'm telling you, this dude's a dog. Shout out to Average Boxing Fan. Yeah, champy. Yeah, you can call back in, bro. Like I said, I'm probably going to take this one down in the next, 10 minutes or so and then just come back with a whole new other show. That'll be quick, too. Yeah, I already know what to do. And just see what we could do for Crawford, right? Because we got to get serious about these comparables. Like, we can't just be, we can't want our fighters. We can't will. Like, you can't do nothing, champ. The facts are the facts. You can't want your fighter to win so bad that he wins. It's not happening. We got to stick to the facts here. Your man's ain't getting knocked out. Canelo ain't getting knocked out. Crawford, I'm saying he's not going to get knocked out either. He's going to, listen, as soon as he starts to feel the power, he's going to be able to run. Average Boxing Fan says, if I'm not mistaken, Avanesian and Madrimov were Bud's worst fights in terms of accuracy. I know he had a lot of trouble with Madrimov. He was trying to brush it off with Kellerman, with Max Kellerman, like it wasn't his hardest fight. But we all know that was his hardest fight. I mean, you could go in there and talk Gamboa and all this other shit. No, he had serious size advantage on Gamboa. As you go up in the competition, you start to really mesh up the attributes and what exactly it is that each fighter has over on the other one. My man Terrence right now, arm length, and that doesn't even matter because Canelo's fought Caleb Smith, giant. If you look at those two next to each other, that was a funny ass face off too. You see Caleb Smith and how much taller he was. I keep seeing this overhand right from Triple G. It's just fucking nuts. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, so before we shut it down too, man, just notable mentions, right? So yeah, Tyson Fury coming back 2026. Had a talk with Turkey. Lamont Roach also. You know, all these fighters now are so active on the social medias and the videography and the vlogs. They're really, really, really like tapping in, man. And you see the evolution of this for fighters. It's pretty cool to watch. Sorry about that. It's pretty cool to watch and see how much has really changed with the ability to be able to be basically your own promo and your own PR team, and the ability to sorry, I'm over here grabbing power cables. Yeah, the ability to damn, okay. I'm having trouble here with a wire. Sorry about that. What the hell? All right, there we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. I had to fix a wire. Yeah, so where was I? Jeez. My light had died. So, yeah, any comments? Well, of course, everybody hit me up with the comments. Final thoughts. All right, final thoughts. Final thoughts. What is the blueprint? Straight right hands, pivotal movements, notable mentions. Okay. I'm trying to see if I know I had something else. Freaking closed my window right now. There was some other notable mention besides the Tyson Fury. Well, I'll return on another program. Guys, I'm going to have to shut it down because I'm smelling food from my kitchen. And apologies, but Dumatron got to eat. I can't take it no more. So, again, thank you for tapping in. And, of course, we'll be back with another episode. And just, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I'm going to get something to eat. And see if I can come back with another episode breakdown with Crawford. And if not, we'll premiere an episode. I'll pre-record and premiere it. But hopefully I could come back and kick it with you guys. It's 8 o'clock right now. Shout out to my West Coast fam. Probably just getting out of work, 5 o'clock. And breaking out, heading home. Appreciate everybody that taps in. Make sure you support, subscribe, like. Doesn't take too much. Let me know if you like the Boxing Biz hat. All right, tap in with me on the comments, bro. Y'all hating, bro. Y'all ain't even tell me this shit is fresh. Nah, it's like, nah, I feel fresh, though. Really like it. Gonna merch up, so see if I can get some shirts going. And, of course, get them to y'all, all right? We're gonna be giving them out and doing some cool stuff. The more support we get, the more we can do, right? So, appreciate you guys. Shout out to the whole fam, all 4 streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, IG. Make sure you X, repost, do what you got to do. Tell a friend. I am out of here. The Dumatron's been deactivated. Cheers.